Hey, this is Robert at Infinite Realms. Welcome, and today we're going to review G.I. Joe Classified Storm Shadow. Finally in my hands. It's felt like forever. And again, let's take a look at this figure. The thing I really like about this series is it takes elements from the old school and updates them. Like, for instance, Storm Shadow doesn't have sleeves. Now, I know they did that later on in the line, but originally had sleeves. This one doesn't. These nice accents on the both the gauntlets and the boots that are gray instead of being pure white and just whitewash. That's nice too. And of course they have the shuriken on the right there on the belt, and it's a little further down than it was on the original figure. They have this hood, and I'm going to tell you the truth, I don't like it. I just think it hangs on Storm Shadow's head funny. I really don't plan on using it after this video. Now, without either the hood down or the hood on him, the neck looks a little elongated. It's not terrible. You could pose him without it, but I'm going to keep the down hood on just to kind of break that up and not make it look so odd. Alright, articulation is great on this figure. You can get him into some really dynamic poses. The accessories are out of this world. It's, two swords, a bow, an arrow, a backpack. I mean, everything. I mean, the only thing missing was with the original figure is a set of nunchucks. That's it. Everything else is there. Well, the hood, of course, is extra, but. Now, and as far as Storm Shadow goes, I mean, I know people really, there's a lot of Joe fans that are like, Snake Eyes Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes Storm Shadow, the best fight of the whole bunch. And I was never in that camp. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Storm Shadow, I like Snake Eyes. I never felt Storm Shadow versus Snake Eyes was the fight of the fights. I've always leaned more towards Spirit and Storm Shadow just because I thought it was more interesting and fun, and another thing is there comes this point where it's like ninjas are so powerful, and I get where that trope comes from. It comes from the 80s when we had ninjas everywhere, but it gets old fast, and I prefer the one where ninjas know some good tricks. Just because you know a lot of tricks doesn't mean you're gonna win, because the other guy knows tricks too. And with Storm Shadow and Spirit, as odd as that seems initially, that works. So, pretty standard articulation on Storm Shadow. He's got some pretty good butterfly joints, though, that help him out with poses. Really nice. And I really like the textures on the figure. I really like how the paint is so clean on him, a white ninja. I still think that is a nod back to Franco Nero and Enter the Ninja. It's always been my thought. I always thought the Snake Eye Storm Shadow story was from Shang-Chi Master of Kung Fu. They're very similar. I'll let you go look it up yourself. It's pretty interesting. You kind of can flip a few things on their head on that one, and then you get the Snake Eye Storm Shadow story. So yeah, there's that. All around, really great figure. I'm really impressed with this one. I like it. They went all out. I know there were a couple of earlier releases of Storm Shadow. I didn't like the decos on them, and I'm glad I passed on them because now I get this one. And this is awesome. So I'm going to go with 5 stars. Again, Classified, you're winning me over with some of your latest offerings. Good job on that. You're finally getting it, maybe. Hope so. Then again, there was some news I heard. I will go over that later. I heard that not too long ago, and it's really odd. But anyway, Storm Shadow, 5 stars. Really good figure. Really love it. And that'll wrap it up for Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe.